You put the boom boom into my heart. You send my soul sky high when your loving starts. A jitterbug into.
Hello guys, this is CZ from Binance. As you guys know, we had a security incident yesterday. I think the blog post pretty much explained it all. It's basically a very advanced, persistent hacking effort. They use both external and internal methods to trap a lot of fish and get a lot of user accounts. And it's a very advanced. It's probably the most advanced. And the hackers are very patient, so they don't move as soon as they have one account. They wait for when they have a very large number of accounts, and they wait until they get very high net worth accounts. So it's a bit unfortunate, and our security measures was not able to stop that withdrawal, which costed us 7,770 BTC. So which come to roughly around 40 million US dollars about now.
Boom shakalaka, what is going on everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today's episode we are going to be talking about the Binance hack and what it means for Bitcoin and the rest of everything else going on in the entire world. We will get into all of that right after a message from our sponsor. All right, now before we get into the Binance stuff, first taking a look at the markets today. Overall market cap $180 billion. Bitcoin dominance creeping up to 58.24%. Little bit of downside on the market. You see a lot of red here. Binance more than others, obviously, because they were just hacked. A little bit of loss of faith in Binance. Price goes down a little bit more. The big losers for today, Electroneum, Tezos, and Walton Chain. The big gainers, Solve, DigixDAO, and Zencash. Now, when we look at the charts, we are still rolling up through this ascending channel. We've bounced off the top a couple times, saw some resistance in this green rectangle of resistance that I was talking about yesterday. And on a longer view, it looks like perhaps we might have a BARR pattern going on that could put us up to around $6,800. But we'll have to see if we actually break through this resistance, because that's a lot of resistance going on right there. MACD right now saying to hold Bitcoin. And if we take a look at the RSI, we do have a bearish divergence going on. And I don't know if you can see this here, but it looks like potentially we just had a double top on RSI. I don't know if that works in RSI like it does in charts, but potentially might mean RSI will come down even more, which would mean even a more pronounced bearish divergence, which would mean even more likelihood that the price will come down. Now, the big thing that went on in the past day, Binance security breach. I'm just going to read this to you. It'll be story time with Randall because they do a very good job of talking about it. So they have discovered a large-scale security breach yesterday, May 7th, at 5:15 UTC. Hackers were able to obtain a large number of user API keys, 2FA codes, and potentially other info. The hackers used a variety of techniques, including phishing, viruses, and other attacks. We're still concluding all possible methods used. There may be additional affected accounts that have not been identified yet. The hackers were able to withdraw 7,000 Bitcoin in one transaction. You can see it here, all the different addresses that were used in doing it. I went through it. There were some, 400 or 500 Bitcoin. The largest one that I saw was 670 Bitcoin. What I did find odd about this is it seemed like all the accounts that were hacked either had like 400, 500, 600 Bitcoin or less than 1 Bitcoin. There's like no in between. I wonder if that's how things normally, either you have less than 1 Bitcoin or you have like hundreds of them. But anyways, the above transaction is the only affected transaction. It impacted our Bitcoin hot wallet only, which contained about 2% of our total Bitcoin holdings. All of our other wallets are secure and unharmed. The hackers had the patience to wait and execute well-orchestrated actions through multiple seemingly independent accounts at the most opportune time. The transaction is structured in a way that passed our existing security checks. It was unfortunate we were not able to block this withdrawal before it was executed. Once executed, the withdrawal triggered various alarms in our system. We stopped all withdrawals immediately after that. Binance will use a SAFU fund, in case you guys don't know what that is. The Secure Asset Funds for Users started on July 3rd, 2018. They started putting 10% of all trading fees into the SAFU fund to protect if things like this happen. And now something like this has happened, and they have the funds to use. Now, no user funds will be affected. That's great. So Binance will use the SAFU fund to cover this incident in full. No user funds will be affected. That's fantastic. Okay, that's one of the reasons why we like Binance. We must conduct a thorough security review. The security review will include all parts of our systems and data, which is large. We estimate this will take about 1 week. We will post updates frequently as we progress. Most importantly, deposits and withdrawals will need to remain suspended during this period of time. We beg for your understanding in this difficult situation. We will continue to enable trading so that you may adjust your positions if you wish. Please also understand that hackers may still control certain user accounts and may use those to influence prices. In the meantime, we will monitor the situation closely, but we believe the withdrawal is disabled. There isn't much incentive for the hackers to influence the markets. It's a difficult time. We strive to maintain transparency and would appreciate your support. And that is the initial thing that went on. Then he had a little Periscope AMA on the old Twitter. And in that Periscope EMA, CZ said, we've been working with other exchanges to block deposits from those hacked addresses. He also said, on the topic of do we want to issue a rollback on the Bitcoin network, because right now the 7,000 Bitcoin is far higher than if we distribute that to miners. It would be far higher than what they got paid for the last few blocks. To be honest, we can actually do this probably within the next few days, but there are concerns if we do a rollback on the Bitcoin network at that scale, it may have some negative consequences in terms of destroying credibility for Bitcoin. So again, the team is deciding that if we're running everything through the numbers and checking everything. So in that, he's talking about doing a 51% attack on the Bitcoin network to rollback, kind of like what Ethereum did when it split from Ethereum Classic with the DAO hack. Pretty crazy to suggest something for Bitcoin, the supposedly most immutable ledger out there. So a lot of people responded to that, obviously. So Vortex said, even if a friendly blockchain reorg was possible to specifically target the stolen funds, it would be absolutely terrible precedent in Bitcoin. The perception of immutability and digital gold would be lost entirely. It probably would destroy things for it. Whale Panda chimed in to say, no one's going to reorg the Bitcoin blockchain over this. 1, no bailout should ever be done. This isn't Ethereum. 2, 7,000 Bitcoin isn't that much for Binance if they were honest about how much they were making, which was $210 million last quarter. 3, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Jimmy Song then did a calculation. He said back of the envelope math for doing a 58 block reorg, the minimal cost would be 725 Bitcoin. That assumes that every miner will get roughly the same transaction fees in the new chain and that 100% of the miners would go with the scheme. But what are the chances that 100% of the miners would go along with it? Probably not much, because it would destroy the credibility of Bitcoin. Now, CZ didn't think of this himself. It was actually Jeremy Rubin who gave him the idea. He said, if you reveal your private keys for the hacked coins, you can decentralizedly, at zero cost to you, coordinate a reorg to undo the theft. You can even sign batches of transactions with the old UTXOs, paying miners different lock times to make a permanent reward to unwind this hack, cheaper than losing all 7,000 Bitcoin. And so it was a very contentious thing. A lot of people did not like this. But after a little while, CZ said, after speaking with various parties, including Jeremy Rubin, PressSwitch, BF Makes, Hasflu, Jihan Wu, and others, we're deciding not to pursue a reorganization approach. So he went over the pros and cons of doing this. I think the cons would be it would damage the credibility of Bitcoin, cause a split in both the Bitcoin network and community, and both of those seem to outweigh the $40 million revenge. Plus, the hackers did demonstrate certain weak points in the design and user confusion, and that's not obvious before. That's like paying one of those bug bounties. It only cost you $40 million for a very thorough bug bounty. They found your bug. Caesar says, while it's a very expensive lesson for us, it is nevertheless a lesson. It was our responsibility to safeguard user funds. We should own up to it. We will learn and improve. Thank you for your support. So that's what he says with that. Now, Bitfinex goes on to say that, maybe Bitfinex took a look at the cold wallets, which apparently had less Bitcoin than they should have, only 188,000. They should have 350,000 Bitcoin, which is 46% less. So he says it's something else going on. We don't exactly know. We'll kind of have to wait to see where things are going. But one of the things I did want to mention that wasn't in that last article. So CZ, when he said, thanks for the support, we really appreciate it. Currently no need. We will cover the loss from the SAFU fund. There's enough. We're hurt, but not broke. We're working hard to resolve the issue so that everyone can deposit and withdraw again. We'll take some time. Justin Sun, look at this. He said, to support Binance, I will personally deposit 7,000 Bitcoin worth of Tether. Who wants Tether right now, really? Into Binance to buy BNB, Bitcoin, Tron, and BitTorrent if CZ agrees. No need to FUD. Funds are safe. Obviously pumping his own coins along with Binance Coin and Bitcoin, but who knows if that'll go on. I think there's enough funds to cover it. Funny little thing to end the episode today, just a short one. Exclusive image of Justin Sun's keyboard. Look, just control copy and control paste. You know, just copy and paste. Huh, that's funny because, you know, he like copy and pasted the white paper and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyways, I don't need to explain jokes to you. You're all grown up. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out the Monarch wallet, monarchtoken.io, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.